Hello and welcome back for another episode. So today I'm at a place called Allondon. It's a big river that leads from France into the bottom of the Rhône, just at the bottom of Lake Geneva. Really beautiful area. I've came and done it a lot of times, well, a handful of times actually, but the first time I'd done it as a pure survival mission, no food, no drink. Really lovely, enjoyed that time. There's a lot of forageable fruits. In the certain areas you can have chance for catching fish, things like that. So yeah, it's a really lovely area, one that I love to do. Usually I would start a bit further up, so I would start in France, but I'm gonna follow that down. Gonna find somewhere to camp for tonight, so I'm gonna hike down another hour and a half or so, and then tomorrow when I wake up I'll hike the rest of it. Yesterday I bought the cutest little raclette machine that's done by candlelight, so I thought that's going to be really good, and hopefully it tastes just as good. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't take too long to cook, but there we are, we have a fire just in case, so not a problem. So much beauty around here. Beauty of a day. Evidently a nice little spot to camp. It's always nice to have a look about just to see what's about. You see stuff like that. Got a canine smell to that. Be loving that on a survival trip. Elasticated as well. Use that to tie something off. Not needed tonight, but just an example. Perfect. Some of this to start the fire. That'll go up lovely. So this will be where I call home for the night. Got a lot of dead wood about I can use. Let's get started. Let's set this little place up for the night. Tonight's setup, only a couple of old pegs, so I've used stones to balance it all out. That'll flatten out, but excited to get the fire on and get this raclette on the go. Coffee brewing away. And I'll show you this little raclette machine. So literally just 4 candles. I wanted to show you before it gets a little bit too dark. But there we are. Nice large size. 4 candles. Nice little pun in there if anyone understands it. And the cover. I'll pop it together and show you in a moment. Camp check. Wood collecting check, and still doing, and now I'll go and get some water. Beautiful. Down there you have the water. Just here you have home. Tonight, accompanying the raclette, pickles, bacon, potatoes, and a bit of bread. So with the candles lit, place it on top and just wait for it to warm up. First up, let's get the bacon cooking away. You can hear that, that's a tasty surprise. So that's actually started sizzling already. Time for the cheese. If the cheese does take too long, I will switch up and put it onto the fire. But for now, pretty chilled with that. If you've never had raclette, this is an absolute treat for the taste buds. So when the cheese is bubbling away, hopefully I can do this in one. You come over and you just drop it, not as aesthetically dropped, drizzled over the top, but in there I've got the cornichons, some bacon, potatoes, and a little bit of bread on the side for a little dip. Bon appetit. The raclette was incredible. Really highly recommended to get one of these little machines. Absolutely delightful to take that one camping. You could even use that in a tent if you wished. You don't get much more Swiss. The fire, living a full life. Got a lot of wood collected there, just between these stones there, which lead down to where I'm going to lay my head. And speaking of laying my head, I am going to call that a night. Just woke up a little bit of a nip in the air there, so I've just brought the fire in a bit closer there, put the rocks around the back just to get as much heat up here as I can. Still a little bit chilly here in January. Nice morning fire. Let's get a coffee on the go. It's raining. Just headed to get some water. Saved a couple of these bits of cheese for the morning. Now I'm going to chuck that straight on top of the fire. Should be done quite quickly. A little spot of bread to go with that, and we'll soon get on the road. Bon appetit. Normally I would prioritize the water, but I'm going to fill that with coffee today as I've got such easy access to that water source going down there the side of me, so that's nice. A little bit of coffee to perk you up as you're hiking across, always a pleasure. These couple of trees offering me the extra protection from the elements last night. Not the bushiest, but 'twas a good idea. What a lovely spot. I've got the GoPro on the chest mount. We're around 11 o'clock. So it's raining. Nothing too major. Just a bit of a drizzle. Perfect base for a natural shelter there. Come through here. Whoa. Quite a lot of rocks there. Let me show you up here. That is incredible. Just beautiful. Off we go. Another place where you can just stand where the water really opens up. And yeah, as it goes further down, you have deeper areas, you have places where you can swim, even places where you can have little fish. I love this area. It just offers such a variety of everything, a variety of trees, a variety of terrains. You have some really excessively wet areas. You have some places where you get almost like little beach fronts and things like that. So the whole time that you're doing this trail, you can never really foresee what's going to come, because it's always going to be something a little bit surprising or something that maybe you didn't expect. And I've done the trail in both well, in all seasons actually, and yeah, every time it offers you something different. So here we go, under here. So yeah, it's a trail that I really enjoy. be a little bit careful when going down these ends. It's okay now, it's not so bad. If I'm injured here, I could probably make it home by myself, to be honest, but on survival trips it can become really, if you're in the middle of nowhere, no one near you. So here are like the little beach fronts I mentioned before. Load of rockery over that side. And that water is about as fresh as it comes. Tell me that's not worth a little trip into nature to see. In the summer, I did notice quite a few people down here, so I think it's a bit of a kind of secret spot. Just down here in the water, it does get really deep. I took a dip last time I was here. Like I say, in the summer, a couple of summers ago, it was a bit warmer. Don't think I'll be dipping today, but let me get there. You can possibly see where around the edges it gets deeper, really deep down towards the bottom bit there. A beautiful area. Not sure what that little structure is, but the terrain just changes here. You can see now, kind of between a load of bramble bushes. These are the areas I said before the summer you can get a lot of obviously fruits and here, blackberries to say the least. But then look at that. Ah, just comes up to absolutely crazy looking little place. Really beautiful. So I'm just pottering around these areas having a look. Then you just spot this little place. Now this is one thing that I love. Can everyone see that? Super. Just come in here. Yeah, you got some wood battening it off here. That looks like someone's either tried to build a little area to come and chill out, or someone's tried to build a little hut. Be a nice little place to come and camp one time. Ah, definitely coming back. Whoever put the bag there, kudos. Not the best of places to cross, so literally shoes off and across he goes. Ah, yeah, that's pretty chilly today. I'll stop and have a bit of that coffee when I get there and just dry off a little bit. That was colder than it looked. Let's get a sip of coffee, warm those feet up. What I do love about a single walled bottle is that not only can I chuck it straight onto the fire, but just put my hands around it there, it's still nice and warm. That just gives me that extra bit of heat I need. And you've seen me before, I've chucked it in my sleeping bag and stuff like this before I've gone to sleep. So times like now, if my hat gets a bit damp, I can just wrap it in there. Anything like that, it's just a nice little Yeah, a little portable heater to a degree. Boots back on. And there's the sun trying to make a guest appearance. I can hope. Quite a lot of water-based trips, I find myself in these little areas and stumbled across a football. Either somebody's been watching Castaway and they're having me on a little bit out here, or it is just genuinely the one thing that you'll find anywhere. So sometimes these areas flood up and you will have to bushwhack your way through, but looks like I'm in luck. In between the bushes for the moment. What is up here? Whew. Oh, looks like it could be the plains of South Africa on a wet day. That's beautiful. This is a lovely little area. Wouldn't mind camping here one night. I love bird noises. One of the most peaceful of noises in the world. Allondon just doesn't stop giving. All of the different areas, the forestry areas, the streams, the little bits of stream that just go off in other directions. You can go across little walkways into little etangs and kind of swampish areas. Just look at it, look at the variation of colours in them trees. The little rocky areas, the kind of false beach fronts. Nature always throws up some beauty. The rain is starting to pick up a bit. Nice little cock-a-doodle-doo over there. A lot of people do say to me, do you worry when you go out? Mainly in case of things like injury or stuff along those lines. And yeah, of course, like anyone, you have to stay vigilant and obviously understand that, particularly in a lot of the places that that I tend to find myself on my longer 10, 15 so days of venture. And yeah, you know, obviously there can be a point where you're quite far away from anyone, and you know that if you were to fall over that you'd be in trouble. But again, it just comes with a bit of experience. And yeah, I think a lot of people block themselves off from going on such trips just because of that. I think spending a few days in the wild is a real transformation in comparison to just, you know, it's nice to get out for a night and I love doing that, but when the first day, you know, you're kind of tuning off. By the third, fourth day, you're just part of nature. You're part of the world. Like you're changing with the times. You know, you're sleeping and waking up with the rising set of the sun. But yeah, always be a bit vigilant when you're out and about, especially when it's bad conditions or it's a bit rocky. But here comes to the end of my part of the trail. Just walking through Le Moulin, lovely little village. Has about 100 houses, a couple of tiny little local shops and a cafe. I won't stop here. I want to get up to Allondon, which is around another 30-minute walk away. As you can see, we're reaching more populated areas, not far from the bus stop, which I will take to get home. But what would life be if I didn't show you this view? So we got that side, and we got that side. On a clear day, you can see all the mountains in the background. Stunning. What a cool little area. Animals are just so cool. They just make the best noises. Not sure if you can see that, but the red Swiss cow, I love those. In the mountains you come across the most random places and you just see a giant sculpture of a Swiss cow. Not quite the mountains here, but still. Goes to show how cold it is at the moment. Load of ice there. So you've got some nice cycling routes out here. Just arrived at Allondon. Lovely little place. You can see the mountains there. Just in behind all of this as well, you have mountains. If you come here on another day, you can almost go to a different place. But yeah, really beautiful way to finish this little trip. Now to the bus stop. Just started hailing. Perfect time to get to the bus stop. And on that note, I will say thank you for watching and bid you a good day.